Transportation is so superb.
The level of accommodation is better.
Very close to the Prophet Mosque.
I felt I should still be here to still worship more.
The changes have been so magnificent, so incredible.
Medina was a wonderful experience.
They exceeded our expectation.
For me, the Hajj service scheme is something which we must start.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuhu. Welcome to another edition of the program As You Answer the Call. I am Binta Magaji. The fight to stop the spread of coronavirus is a collective responsibility. Let's be conscious of all precautionary measures to stay safe. Now to the program.
Your Excellency, the wisdom of the past board, as far as the Hajj development levy is concerned, was to put every fund into a basket.
Everybody knows the Hajj Commission, your levy contribution. I appreciate what you have done to make sure that the basket is deployed towards starting and completing one project after the other.
The management of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, led by its chairman, Alhaji Zikrullah Kuli Hassan, was in Bauchi State for an official visit. During the visit, which took place on 8th of July 2020, the team met with key functionaries of government, traditional rulers, and also visited project sites to see firsthand what the Bauchi State government is doing to enhance Hajj management and administration in the state. And so, tonight, we will focus on the visit to Bauchi State by the NAHCON leadership in our Spotlight segment. Also in the program, we have our regular segments such as the News Diary, which features the activities of NAHCON chairman, key functionaries of the Commission, and other stakeholders. These are more shortly. Stay with us. Thanks for being there. We begin the program with the News Diary as presented from our studio. The chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, Alhaji Zikrullah Kuli Hassan, has restated the Commission's determination to establish an international Hajj training institute for the training of Hajj officials.
We want the National Commission to be the first to build an Hajj institute.
The chairman stated this while exchanging views with the Emir of Bauchi in his palace during a courtesy visit.
We have a land in Abuja which is very strategic. It's a very strategic land. That land, our plan is to build what we call International Hajj Institute. In the entire world, there is no International Hajj Institute. In the entire world. We want the National Commission to be the first to build an Hajj Institute. Hajj has gone to a stage because it's a multi-billion-dollar enterprise that somebody can say, I am certificated in Hajj management. Hajj has gone beyond the past when you need to be a cleric and then you become a top official. No.
The chairman appreciated Bauchi State Governor Senator Abdul Qadir Bala Muhammad for providing NAHCON with the land on which the proposed institute will be built.
There has been a very, very long-standing cooperation.
Also speaking, Bauchi State Deputy Governor Senator Baba Taylor, who led NAHCON officials to the palace, said he is full of confidence in the new leadership at NAHCON.
For over 10 years, he has been managing the policies and the programs of Hajj in this country. So you can say, Mr. President, the President of the country has put a square peg in a square hole. Somebody who knows what is happening, and you can see his vision, Your Royal Highness, that he wants to have an international institute for Hajj affairs. This is a very big feat, and we pray Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give him the courage, the wisdom to execute these programs that he has set forward to do so.
In his remarks, the Emir of Bauchi, Dr. Rilwan Suleiman Adamu, congratulated the NAHCON board members on their appointments, advising them to offer decent leadership at Hajj House.
Let me put it in record that the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria with consistency and continuity in its developmental programs and policies. So I strongly believe you are man of the moment. As a visionary leader, so I implore you to justify the confidence placed in you by building an environment of tolerance and inclusion. So let honesty, transparency be your watchword.
The Emir prayed for the visiting board members, wishing them success in their tenure. Adamawa State Pilgrims Welfare Board says it has fixed the 10th of August 2020 for the commencement of refund of deposits for the 2020 Hajj to intending pilgrims that applied for it. Executive Secretary of the board, Malam Saliu Abubakar, stated this during an interactive session with journalists in Yola. He said those interested will be required to write to the Executive Secretary through their local governments. He further pointed out that those who will want to roll over their deposits for 2021 Hajj can also do so. In a related development, the Executive Secretary of Oyo State Pilgrims Welfare Board, Professor Saeed Malik, has confirmed that the board will make refunds to intending pilgrims that wish to get their money back. Professor Malik stated this while speaking with journalists in Ibadan. He said, for those who want to keep their deposits for the 2021 Hajj, their money is safe. The Secretary urged all intending pilgrims for 2021 to join the Oyo State government in its fight against COVID-19 pandemic by always observing all preventive protocols. Alhamdulillah, if you're just tuning in, the program is As You Answer the Call, a public enlightenment presentation on the activities of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON. On Wednesday, the 8th of July 2020, the chairman of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, Alhaji Zikrullah Kuli Hassan, along with other top NAHCON officials, were in Bauchi State for an official visit. What transpired in the course of the visit is the focus of our next segment, Spotlight. Stay tuned for the details.
لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك.
The leadership of the National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, led by its chairman, Alhaji Zikrullah Olakunle Hassan, being received at the Bauchi State Government House, Bauchi, at the start of a one-day visit. During talks with Governor Bala Muhammad, NAHCON chairman took time to explain some of the key policies being implemented by the Commission towards ensuring that Hajj management and administration in Nigeria is in tune with global trends. The policies are the establishment of International Hajj Training Institute, introduction of Hajj Savings Scheme, NAHCON ICT transformation, and Hajj camp rehabilitation. Others are restructuring of operations at zonal offices and reduction in the number of days in Saudi Arabia after the Hajj.
Your Excellency, this thing I'm saying, our place, the place that we want to establish the International Hajj Training Institute soon, was the land you gave to the National Hajj Commission when you were the Minister of FCT. So for us, a focus of our board is International Hajj Training Institute, but we already have a land which we have given. So we thought, what best way to show appreciation and to first come and say thank you for that land you gave to us.
The chairman also spoke on the various development projects being undertaken by NAHCON at Hajj camps across the country.
Your Excellency, the wisdom of the past board, as far as the Hajj development levy is concerned, was to put every fund into a basket and decide to pursue the development projects, choosing states, not all the states, one state after the other, so that it will not be a whole lot of issue of abandoned projects. That they will be doing projects in Bauchi, in Yola, in Borno, in Adamawa. Every of the projects will become work in process. So they decided in their wisdom, in Northeast Zone, to bring Yola as the focus, with the understanding that immediately Yola is finished, Bauchi will be in phase 2. Your Excellency, the plan is still that
Bauchi will be in the phase 2 of the High Development Levy project. We can assure Your Excellency that when we want to spend money in Bauchi, it will be more than the money that the Bauchi people has contributed to that development.
The NAHCON boss said in order to achieve global best practices in Hajj administration, the Commission is determined to kickstart the Hajj savings scheme.
Our aim, our focus is to begin the process to be the best Hajj organized commission in the entire world. To be able to do this, Your Excellency, we realize that one of the things that has taken Malaysia to be in the lead is the Hajj savings scheme they have called the Hajj Tabong. That is what has made them to be the lead. Because what have they done with the Hajj Tabong, the Hajj savings scheme, is that they have decided to turn even the Hajj business into an investment. To the extent that year in, year out, Malaysia is able to subsidize, and now I'm not talking of government subsidy, I'm talking of the Hajj industry being able to subsidize the pilgrimage of each individual by at least $4,000. So with that, they are able to have the Hajj price for constants for several years be the same, because they keep on subsidizing based on profit made from investments, not that the government is doing the subsidy. And that to us is the way to go.
Furthermore, he said NAHCON is embracing IT to drive the affairs of the Commission. On logistics and security concerns, Alhaji Zikrullah informed the Governor about the restructuring undertaken in this regard, involving Bauchi, Gombe and Plateau states.
So this new board has decided to make Bauchi, Gombe and Plateau to be a single outreach of the Hajj Commission in our effort to decentralize. And we have decided that, subject to His Excellency willingness to accept us, we have decided that Bauchi will be the anchor state to help us to run this country.
Responding, Governor Bala Muhammad commented on all the policies laid out by NAHCON. He first thanked President Muhammadu Buhari for Zikrullah's appointment as NAHCON board chairman.
We knew Mr. President Buhari is somebody who recognizes and rewards excellence, and that's why, because of their antecedents, you have been rewarded with this or selected for this appointment. And we knew the moment they mentioned Kulli Hassan that definitely you are going to take the National Hajj Commission to the next level.
The governor gave an insight on the Hajj camp being constructed by his administration at a location close to Abubakar Tafawa Balewa International Airport.
What we are building here is in continuation of our about determination to make sure we capture the expectations and the sensibilities of our people. And one of it is Hajj. Hajj is the only way average middle-level Bauchi citizen expresses his own desire to go out for spirituality and for tourism. And it's the only way to show them that really you care is to make sure you cushion the problems and challenges that they go through.
He said the Hajj camp facilities will also be used as a source of revenue generation for the state.
And if we are able to provide such facilities like the Hajj camp that we are doing, it will be self-sustaining and it will be yielding a lot of IGR for us, and we don't have to, even that IGR can be deployed into making sure that the pilgrims of Bauchi or those states that you said you are going to clone with us, that is Bauchi, Gombe and Plateau, will experience the best in terms of services. We thank you also for the promise to make some contributions in this, which is always your own wound, and everybody knows the Hajj Commission, your levy contribution. I appreciate what you have done to make sure that the basket is deployed towards starting and completing one project after the other. Governor
Bala Muhammad further talked about the importance of the Hajj savings scheme in Nigeria. saying that Nigerians wishing to perform the Hajj must learn how to participate in the scheme because of its enormous advantages.
What you have said really made me happy, that we are going to look at the global best practice and make sure that we do not only do Hajj without soul, we make Hajj an investment, a scheme where we would teach our people saving culture.
The governor applauds NAHCON for adopting IT in its operations, which he said will help the commission discharge its duties diligently. He then promised to provide NAHCON with temporary office in Bauchi for the takeoff of the new strategies developed for its operations.
As for the setting of the office, I will direct the SSG to provide you with a temporary office immediately so that this thing will check off, and pending the time you will come and build your own. We always encourage federal agencies to build their own, but I think for the first 2 years we should be able to give you an office accommodation. We thank you most sincerely, and we encourage you to go to other places. Going out the way you are doing, being the first to do that, stands you out as a manager, as somebody who sees it. Management is about supervision. Thank you very much for coming. May Allah take you back safely, and we are looking forward to receiving you anytime, because it is always an honor and a pleasure to do that.
We have 2 dormitories and 1 upstairs. We have mosques, we have block of shops, we have canteens.
Another important function performed by NAHCON officials during the visit was the inspection of the ongoing construction of a Hajj camp being undertaken by the Bauchi State Government. The State Deputy Governor, Senator Bala Taylor, led the inspection tour.
Yes. Then this is uniform. Capacity 1,000.
Because anything above 2 hours is a little bit inconvenient. So that's why you can see the hostels are accommodating just about 60, so on and so forth, not too many people. And we believe people from outside, from inside the town would prefer to stay there until the aircraft is available, and then they will come to the screening hall and do the necessary screening. For them, it might be just about 1 hour or so before they board the aircraft. I'm sure with the assistance of the National Hajj Commission, we can be able to complete this on time and put it to use before the next Hajj by the grace of God.
Coming here has indeed been very pleasing. For us, for reasons which we will say later, Bauchi is the first place we are going to outside Abuja since we were inaugurated in February. And the reason I will say later, this itself is enough reason, because here we seem to be at an international ground for Hajj management. These are beautiful buildings, which is 22nd century, not 21st, 22nd century in mind, in terms of conception, in terms of construction. And we are sure that this is something we can even showcase to Saudi Arabia. It's not just about Bauchi alone or Nigeria. This is of international standard. At the appropriate time, the National Hajj Commission will do the needful. I can assure you. Thank you very much, Your Excellency.
The facilities to be provided at the Hajj camp include a multipurpose hall, masjid, hotel-like accommodation, clinic, and many more. The National Hajj Commission of Nigeria, NAHCON, is expected to visit other states to inspect development projects at various Hajj camps.
You're still watching as you answer the call. Coming up next is Making the Hajj.
When pilgrims set out to perform Hajj or Umrah, they are first expected to be in a location called Miqat before moving to Mecca. What is Miqat? How many are available? What are those Hajj rites expected from pilgrims at the Miqat? You turn back to the Miqat On making the Hajj tonight, Imam Abdul Rafi Abdul Fattah answers these and other questions.
Before you reach Makkah, there we have 5 locations for this ihram. We call it miqat. We have 5 locations for it. Those who want to perform the rite, the umrah or the hajj, must not pass that place. They should perform their ihram at that place.
There are 5 mawaqit available for pilgrims entering Mecca from different directions. These are Dhul Khulaifa. This is the miqat for those who live in Medina and those coming from that direction. Juhfa. This miqat is for pilgrims who are going into Mecca from the direction of Syria. Qarn al-Manazil. Pilgrims coming from the direction of Najd use this as their miqat. That Irq. It is the miqat for pilgrims coming from the direction of Iraq and Iran. Yalamlam. This miqat is for pilgrims coming into Mecca from Yemen. It is also for pilgrims from China, Japan, India and Pakistan. Pilgrims coming into Mecca with the intention of performing Hajj or Umrah must not cross a miqat without first assuming the state of Ihram. However, for the people living in Mecca, they can declare intention right from their homes.
Their house is their miqat, is their location. It's not obligatory on them to go back, to go to miqat of Medina or miqat of Najd or miqat of Yemen before performing the rite of Umrah and Hajj.
For those who cross the miqat without assuming Ihram, they must come back, and when they cannot, there is the penalty of slaughtering an animal to redeem the mistake.
He must do that right because it is an obligation on whoever wanted to perform the rite of Hajj or the lesser Hajj. That is why our scholar said he must return back to the miqat and perform the rite on that area, on that location, or he will slaughter a ram to correct that mistake.
Imam Abdul Rafi Abdul Fattah advises pilgrims to take advantage of the enlightenment campaigns being mounted by states to acquire knowledge.
MashaAllah, how many times have you attempted answering our quiz segment without winning? Well, get ready and give it another try one more time. You might be the lucky one tonight. Now to our quiz segment. Welcome to the quiz segment. The question in the last episode was, what are the 2 major signs indicating the point at which to start and end the waf? The correct answer is Hajrul Aswad, or the black stone, and the green light marking at the Kaaba. The winner is Fatima Ahmed from Wuse, Abuja. She provided the answer ahead of others. Fatima Ahmed will be contacted on how NAHCON will reach her with the prize she won. A quiz winner will get 25,000 Naira cash prize. This is part of NAHCON's efforts in social investment in Nigeria. Previous winners whose names have been announced but are yet to receive the prizes should reach us through this number shown on your screen. Now to the quiz for this week. The question is, what is the name of the location where pilgrims are recommended to offer 2 rak'at prayer after the waf? I repeat, what is the name of the location where pilgrims are recommended to offer 2 rak'at prayers after the waf? Text your answer to the number shown on your screen. The winner will be the first person whose correct answer is received. All answers should carry the name and location of sender. Good luck and happy viewing. Once again, good luck to you. Before we round off the program, we take some messages from our viewers. Ahmed Jibrin from Bauchi State sent in the first message. It reads, Assalamu alaikum. May Almighty Allah bless and reward NAHCON Chairman Alhaji Zikrullah Kule Hassan, his commissioners and other staff. We are proud of you. The second message came from Amaka Onuko from Uyo, Akwa Ibom State. The message says, I watched your program last Monday. I am impressed. Keep it up. You too can send a message through our mobile number and other social media platforms. Remember, you can stop the spread of coronavirus by complying with all preventive measures. Let's support our governments in the fight against coronavirus. That's it on this edition of the program. As you answer the call, join me same time next week for another package. Good night and thanks for watching.
لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك إن الحمد والنعمة لك والملك لا شريك لك لبيك اللهم لبيك لبيك لا شريك لك لبيك